everyone, and welcome to another tutorial. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make this super cool Lacy shells bracelet, and this was designed by Looming by Maddie on Instagram. I will have her name in the description box below. But first I wanted to show you kind of the different types of designs or color combinations you can do with this bracelet. So this one here, I did a pattern of different shades of blue, and then this one I just did 3 different colors for each section. But it's up to you. And this is the signature or the front side. It does look a little bit different on the back side with the border, because here the border is overlapping, here it is not. But I'm going to bring up Looming by Maddie's profile here. So it is looming_by_Maddie. I just did a tutorial for her recently on another design, and I will have one more in the future at least, so I'll be looking for that. You can go ahead and scroll through her account, check out her photos, and give her a follow for me. Like I said, I will have her name in the description box below, so you can check that out if you want to. And today I'm going to be showing you how to make this, obviously. So you're going to need a hook. I'm going to use a crochet hook, double-ended. And you're going to start with a base design. So the zebra bands on this bracelet and the mother of pearl bands on this bracelet, that's actually the border. So if you want to keep the regular design without the borders, you can do that. But I think it looks really nice with the borders because it is a little bit fiddly. So anyway, you're also going to want a C-clip, and you're going to want some bands. So let's go ahead and get started. For today's bracelet, I will be using the zebra bands for the white pearl limited edition that's in the middle, and then the mother of pearl on the outside. Then I will be alternating between the passion pink and the baby pink dual layered for where these blue bands are. So to start, I'm going to go ahead and take my hook, put some bands off to the side. I'm going to take my first color here, which I'm going to use the passion pink for. I'm going to cap it on my hook, then going to take another passion pink band, pull it through that cap band. And then if you have ever made the shell chainmail bracelet before, that's pretty much the stitch that we're going to be doing here. So you're going to go out to the side 3 times, so 1, 2, and 3. So pretty much you are just pulling a band through the first loop on each side. You're going to go ahead and switch this down to the other end, then turn that around on your hook, and do the same thing. So taking 3 more bands, taking this first band, pulling it through the first loop, and the second band through the first loop, and the third band through the first loop. Oops. So you should have something like this now. If you don't, you might want to check and see what you've done. But for now, we're going to go ahead and continue. So once you have something like this and some lovely cat hair on it, you're going to go ahead and take a zebra band, and you're going to pull this through all the bands except for the last 2. So leave the last 2 on your hook. You're going to pick up this first band here, the 4th band here, and then the outer 2 bands as well. You're going to rearrange those outer 2 bands so they're on the outside, but then leave these 2 in the center. So now what we're going to go ahead and do is grab 2 of the baby pink bands for each side. So taking this first one, pulling it through the first 3 loops, there should be 2 pink and a zebra band. Just going to reattach that. Then taking another baby pink through just the first loop and reattach that. Now go ahead and slide this down. We're going to do the same thing to the other end. When you're sliding this down, make sure that your bands stay in order. You don't want them to get mixed up. Okay. It also helps to kind of hold them while you're putting your bands on. So again, taking a baby pink through the first 3, reattach, then another baby pink through just that first 1 loop. So now you should have this. Okay, should have 3 baby pink loops on each side and 2 passion pink loops in the middle. Now we're going to take a zebra band. You're going to pull that through everything except the last 2, just like we did that first time. You're going to lift this first band here, the 4th band here, and then the outer 2 loops. Make sure that the bands do stay in order, otherwise you might be picking up the wrong band. So now it should look something like this. Go ahead and kind of fiddle with your bands if you need to. I'm going to continue this a couple more times, so taking your passion pink band through the first 3, and then through the first 1. Go ahead and slide this down. Grab 2 more of your passion pink bands. The first one will go through the first 3 loops. The second one will go through just the first loop. Now you should have something like this. You're going to take a zebra band, going to pull it through everything except the last 2 bands on your hook. You're going to lift the first band and the 4th band and the outer 2 bands. Again, rearrange those outer 2 so that they're on the outside. You should have something like this. And I'm just going to make this long enough so I can show you a substantial amount of kind of what this is supposed to look like. So I'm going to continue doing this a couple more times, and you can follow along, and then I'll show you how to close it off. You can pause the video then and get ready for the next step if you need to. Also want to make sure that your bands don't get twisted because they can get a little bit confusing to untwist. Okay, so I have gotten to a pretty good point here. I'm going to show you how to kind of do your last sequence and finish this off. You might want this bracelet to be a bit longer than your wrist size is if you are adding borders, because the borders do shorten it up a little bit. But if you're just keeping the base design, you can just make it however long you need to. At this point, what you're going to go ahead and do is pull through a zebra band just like you have been doing the entire time, lifting those outside 2 passion pink loops. Put the zebra band back on, rearrange. But now once you're at this point, here's where it changes. So you're going to take your baby pink band or whatever is your next color, and you're going to pull it through the first 3 bands and reattach. But you're not going to add another loop onto this band, you're just going to leave it like this. Go ahead and slide that down to the other end and repeat the same thing. So pulling a band through the first 3 loops and close. So now you should have a total of 6 loops on your hook. You can take whatever band color you like. I'm just going to use another of the baby pink bands. You're going to pull it through all 6 loops and close. So at this point, what you're going to go ahead and do is kind of stretch out your bands. If they are kind of twisted or if they're crossed or whatever, just fix that. But then what you're going to do is take your C-clip and attach it to this bracelet. You can go ahead and take that off of the hook. So now I have something like this. Obviously this is just a short sample of what yours should look like. And now I'm going to show you how to add borders. So if you're just keeping this design the way it is and not adding borders, then that's it. But if you are adding borders, it is the borders for the A-Joy doubled bracelet with a little bit of a different type of border, I guess, at the beginning. But if you made the A-Joy doubled bracelet, which I also have a tutorial for on my channel, this is kind of similar to that. So the A-Joy doubled borders were created by Suzanne HB, Crazy Just Might Work. I will have her name in the description box below. But anyway, to start the borders, again, I'm going to use zebra bands, just like I said in the beginning. So you're going to stick your hook through this band here. So make sure that the design is facing here flat. You're going to stick your hook through the back and grab these 2 pink loops. You're not going to grab the cap band, but rather both ends of that first band. Now you're going to pull a zebra band through those 2 loops and close. Next thing you're going to do is go up to this loop here, so it's not this one, it's this one. You're going to grab just this front or the top pink loop. You're not going to grab both, just this top one. Then pull another zebra band through all 3 loops. Going up to this pink one here, we're going to skip this little one down here. We're going to pick this one here. Again, only taking that front pink loop. Pull a zebra band through those 3 loops on your hook. Going up to this baby pink loop now, pulling just that top band. And putting this on your hook. And then pull those 3 bands through. Taking the top loop of the next color, pull a border band through, and continue this up to the top. So your pink band here, and then we're actually going to grab one more loop. So as you can see, the C-clip is connected to this baby pink band out here, and we're going to grab that top loop just like we've been doing all the way down. So grab that top loop and grab a zebra band and pull that through those 3 loops. So make sure that you do grab this baby pink band, otherwise this band that kind of collects them all will get really crowded. What we're actually going to do is put both ends of this band back on the hook, and we're going to take the C-clip off, because we're going to finish it off with a little bit of an easier closure. I'm going to take that C-clip off and take one more of your pinkish bands or whatever color you like. I'm going to use my passion pink this time, and I'm just going to pull it through these first 4 bands. Okay, this kind of saves you the trouble of having to C-clip each side, so like one border, the other border, and the center. You just kind of do it to one. So now I'm going to take my C-clip and reattach it to this new pink band here. Pull it off. So it should have something like this. Your border should look like this. Now I'm going to show you how to do the other side, which can get a little bit confusing. So instead of going up this side here or turning it over, we're actually going to turn this around so that the cap band is at the top and the C-clip is at the bottom. You're also going to want to move that cap band out of the way so you can grab your hook and go into these 2 loops here. Then you're going to go ahead and take your zebra bands again, taking this first band through those first 2 loops, and then you're going to pick up this loop here, just the top loop, and that one's probably the most difficult to do for this side. You're just going to pull that zebra band through, and if this band gets twisted here, don't worry about it. I've just learned that if you keep going back and trying to fix it, it'll just get twisted again and again, so once you go up and finish the rest of your bracelet, it'll be perfectly fine. You just have to kind of pull on it a little bit. Next, you're going to go up into this pink loop here, grab your zebra bands, grab one band through those 3. And if you ever get stuck on which band to grab, just kind of compare it with the other side, because the other side is a bit easier to do. You're not doing it backwards, but it's a bit easier to just kind of see what band you're supposed to grab. So if you get stuck, you can try and check that out. I'm going to go ahead and pull that through the baby pink and then alternate to the passion pink. And then to the baby pink again. Remember, you're only grabbing that top loop. Then this pink. And then remember, the last one you're supposed to grab is this pink in here, this baby pink. So go ahead and pull that up and pull a zebra band on. Now at this point you can take your passion pink here, just take one loop out of the C-clip and pull these 2 zebra loops onto that band. Put the other loop onto the other end and go ahead and reattach your C-clip. Now you can pull this off just like so. And obviously your bracelet's going to be an actual bracelet. Mine's just a little sampler here. But I am going to finish this after the tutorial. I'm going to kind of take a little bit apart and do it all the way up. But anyway, that is going to do it for this tutorial. So thank you for watching. And make sure to give a thumbs up and subscribe. I will have Lumi by Maddie's name in the description box below. So make sure to check her out on Instagram. Give her a follow for me. But that is all I'm going to have for this video. So I hope to see you guys next time.